routes to sheep to a specific settlement. I knocked this thing again. 72 competitors from all over Ireland. You.
And welcome to the CATAN Irish National Championships 2023.
On Saturday the 8th of July, 72 competitors from all over Ireland met in Dublin city centre for a chance to win the opportunity to represent their country at the CATAN European Championship this October in Denmark, alongside the current reigning champion, Garvin Butler. They would also win entrance to the 2024 Worlds.
It was the fourth national championships hosted by the ICA, and at 72 players, it was the biggest one yet. I was there, Carly was there, and first things first, how did we get on?
Well, we didn't win. Let's just, spoiler alert.
We didn't win.
Right at the top. But it was an amazing day.
It was such a good day.
It took the form of a lot of these championships. There were 3 games as your heats. If you win them, you're into the semi-finals at the top 16, and the winner of those 4 tables go on to the final.
How was your 3 games?
Good crack.
Yeah.
I must say, yeah. First game, where did I come? I came joint second, I believe, on 8 points, but it was super fun. Yeah. Really good vibe at the table. A little bit of animosity at the top, which you love to see. And then at the end, the banter was just brilliant. We all had a really good time. Yeah. Second game, much the same. Felt like it wasn't a competitive game. Felt like we were just there for the crack. Definitely the loudest table playing. Apologies to anyone who was sat now. Don't agree so quickly.
There were some very loud tables.
There were a couple cackles coming from our end. That was the only one of the 3 that I won.
Right.
Thank God for that. Under, I don't know, contentious circumstances maybe. It was one of those games where anyone could have taken it. Of the 4 players, 3 players could have easily taken it in one orbit. Yes. I utilised a little bit of table talk and a little bit of please give me a card.
Was everyone on 9 or was it everyone
3 players.
On 8
3
and 9?
3 players were on 9 and 1 player was on 6, I believe. 6 or 7. But we got through that, and then we went to the third game, which in typical style was my worst one of the day. Ended on 5 points. Oh. Absolutely brutal.
That's a bit bad.
I know.
But still, the one win one might have been good. Because the way they were doing it was that so wins mean everything. Out of the 3 heat games at the start, the wins mean everything. Mm-hmm. But if everyone only won 1 game, well, then it still stands to you then if you came second or third. Totally. Do you know what I mean? So it's still good.
Comes down to percentages good. If it has to at the end.
Yeah.
However, as mediocrely as I've done, you had a better day than me.
I had a better day, so won my first 2 games.
Yes.
And then
walking around with this big target on his back.
I had a huge target because when I started the third game, everyone was aware that I won the first 2. Mm-hmm. And one of the guys I was playing against in the third game, I played in the first.
Oh yes, you could repeat. There were plenty of people who played the same people depending on how they were drawn.
So he was like, oh yeah, he's won his first 2 games. So there was definitely a target on me. And for a while, the robber was just on me because I had won. And it got to a point where other people now in the lead and they were still being on me. But sure, look, that's Catan. My second game was good crack. Mm-hmm. Not so much for one of the other players, Logan, because he had probably the worst game ever.
I heard about Logan, actually. Yeah, because Logan came and was chatting to the table next to mine while we were in the middle of our second game. And I did overhear him be like, I've just had the worst game of Catan of my life. And I was like, I'm interested.
So we all start the game on 2 and he finished the game on 2. He had really good placements. He started on the 6 wood and he had the wood port. But anytime the robber was put on the 6 wood, the 6s were rolled. He also had the 8 sheep. Anytime the robber's on the 8 sheep, 8s are rolled. He just could not pick up anything. And when we're all, as we said, we all started on 2. He built longest road straight away. So he jumped up to 4.
Exactly. So he's an early game, a very easy person to put the robber on.
So he was picked on at the start, understandably, but then he got cut off twice where he tried to build settlements. And then everyone just kind of shot ahead and he couldn't do anything. He just was like multiple orbits would go around and he just wasn't picking up. I had so many cards all the time but could only buy dev cards. So I kept buying dev cards just to get under 7 cards. So it wasn't my initial where I wanted to start. This is my dev card game. It was just I kept buying dev cards, and then it obviously was beneficial because I finished the game. I only had 5 settlements. I had Longest Road, Largest Army, and a VP.
There you go. So not a strategy, but a necessity that paid off.
That paid off. Yeah. So that was a really funny game, and then to him finish on 2 was devastating.
So a semi-similar thing happened on my second game, but it worked out much better for him as a player. He didn't finish on 2. He was one of the 2 players that finished joint second on 9. But from his initial placements, he had no access to sheep. We cut off his roads. I cut off his road at one point heading out to the coast.
Harsh.
I was like, I'm sorry, it has to be done. I want to get on the 8. And because of this, he had 3 useless roads very early on in the game, leading nowhere, no access to sheep. So we were all kind of just trading. We were like, here you go, take it. I feel terrible about this. And by the end, we were like, what did we do? What did we do? How could we have allowed this to happen? This player ended up splitting the money road pot as well. So those roads were...
With your bro?
With my bro, yes. My little brother competed. The ICA do this really cool thing in every competition where you can put in like €2 to create a pot, and the person who builds the most roads across all 3 of the heat games, not connected,
wins the pot.
Yeah, not connected, just on the
just
board.
Built in general.
Will win the pot. So he split that with my little brother.
€76. Yeah, nice.
Pretty happy. He was pretty happy with it. But it is kind of weird. Like in your game, like you said, poor Logan was restricted by it.
Yeah.
Whereas the 3 of us almost...
You created the monster.
We created the monster. It was so much fun though. That was by far my favourite game of the day.
It was great to see everyone as well because everyone was there now from the previous nationals, from the cup games. But it was cool as well because we had recently all played against them in the Premier League games.
Oh, of course.
And the online games. So it was good to see, to put faces to names as well, because we all had our name tags on the day, and then you'd say, oh yeah, I remember you from this game and that game, because you might have met everyone, but you've met them all online.
Yeah, you know their handles.
So it was very cool seeing all them again.
Any controversial stories that you heard from the other tables?
Was there? Nothing really controversial happened in our games, but there was one with Luke. Luke asked if you could play a dev card on the turn you buy it.
No.
Which you can't. So he bought a dev card, but it was a victory point.
Okay.
So thinking you can't play it, he put the dev card down and said, right, next turn.
It took him from 9 to 10.
It took him from 9 to 10.
Oh, gosh.
The next person played, and I don't know which one was it, but someone, before it got back to him, someone won the game. And they got to 10, they won the game. And then when he was like, oh, I had a victory point, everyone was like, oh, you were on 10. Mm-hmm. So then he only realised that you can play a victory point, because you're not really playing a victory point. You just, if on your turn you have 10 points, you win.
Yes.
So you're not actually playing a victory point. You just have a point. But he thought you were playing it, so he didn't claim his win. Oh, so he
that's killer.
First to 10, but didn't win.
Yeah.
And that's
it's one of those things where if we were playing that in our house, I would have said that player won. I'd have been like, no, they got it. They just didn't announce it.
Exactly.
They won before you actually won. But at a competitive level,
I don't think I think, yes, in our house, we'd say, yes, you win.
Totally different rules,
But if that meant you didn't, like if you think, oh, sweet, I won. And then you go, oh, actually, you're not going to go, oh, Phil, yeah, no, it is yours.
No,
you're
totally.
going to go, you didn't say it. I'm the winner.
Yeah.
Because it's all for the win. But no, it was definitely unlucky.
Yeah. Look, that's the thing. You do
things,
you take things a bit more seriously. One of the placements in my games, a different player put down his second settlement, his second road. It moved on to the next player. And maybe 30 seconds later, this guy was like, do you mind if I just change the direction of my road? Without thinking, I went, sure. And the other 2 players like, no. So, never mind. Majority rules.
There was a few people were questioning actually how you can move if you can move the robber a second time. So you roll a 7, so if you roll a 7 or play a knight, and I put the robber on your hex.
Yeah.
If I don't rob from anyone there, I can choose to pick it up and put him somewhere else. But I can't put it on the 8, rob from you, and then go, oh, actually, I want to swap where the robber goes.
Yes.
Because until you, as far as I know, the official rule is until you kind of interact with someone else and affect other people's play, then you can move the robber wherever you want, because you can decide what to do.
Yeah.
And at the same time as well, if I put the robber on your 8 and you have no cards, I can go, oh, okay, fine, I'll move it, and I put it on somewhere else I can take cards.
That's another house rule, tournament rule thing. I think in a tournament, you're expected to know if someone, you can't, I'm going to put it here. Oh, you have no cards. Then you kind of have to own that mistake, which sucks.
Oh, but I think if you have no cards, you can move it, because I haven't robbed from you.
Even in competition?
But because I haven't robbed from you. I haven't affected your play.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't got a card. Where if I did get a card from you, I can't be like, oh, actually, I don't want this and move it.
But going back to that person who couldn't move his road, the person who was next hadn't placed anything, so nothing.
But they've
been
taken
affected.
their turn.
They have.
So their turn is over. Where again, I can't move the robber, not take from you or whatever, and then move on the game, and then so actually want to do this. So like on your turn, you can do whatever you want on your turn. You can't be like, oh, remember I did this ages ago. Can I change? So he had passed the dice, because again, once you pass the dice, your goes
or once
over.
you pass the piece
or anything, it's over, so you can't go back. But on your turn, if you go on the 8 and actually it should have gone, I can put over here. But a few people had asked that. Some people were unsure.
I mean, I remember years ago we used to use this really silly rule just at home of like, don't take your finger off the robber if you're like chess rules. Like chess rules, like don't take it off if it's one of those things you kind of develop as you go on. You're like, that was silly.
But when you're learning, you do make all sorts of bogus mistakes.
So after the 3 heats, the top 16 go through to the semi-finals. Unfortunately, I was not one of them, but you were.
I finished 4th out of the top 16. Your brother finished top 16 as well.
Yeah, I think he was in around 15. Huge
top 16 is top 16.
Hugely proud. It was so cool. I had my fingers crossed, but spoiler alert, my bro didn't make it to the final. He had a great run though, made it to the semis and got to split money road. Happy days.
Yeah, it was. And also, because we were on different tables, there could have been a world where both myself and Seb were in the final together.
Oh my God, I would have
been great.
You so quickly. It's not even funny.
That would have been funny. So my game, though, obviously didn't win. Not the greatest. Couldn't do much. The others raced ahead with cities.
Yeah.
And I finished on 7, which was, I think, joint second maybe. But either way, the win was all that's needed, because that got us into the final. So the final 4 of the Irish National Championships 2023 were Ronan from Belfast, who's been playing for 4 months. Kevin from Limerick, who's been playing for 10 years.
Okay.
Brendan from Kilkenny, who's been playing for 9 years. And Graham from Dublin, who, you're going to be sick, has played 7 games before the final.
Not including the 5 from yesterday, just 7 games
7
total.
games before the day.
Respect, man. You kind of love to see that. New players who might just be thinking a little bit differently, if you get me, can surprise other players on the board.
Just being a headless chicken running around Catan.
Oh my God, yeah. There might be a Chaos Monkey element to it, but I think that's so cool. Kudos. Well done, man. That's
and then
awesome.
Fair play to him, of course. Like, getting in the final is great, but like, it's just insane how, you can train, you can practice, you can do everything.
Yeah.
For years, we've gone all 4 years. You won the first one, but we've been going every year, trying our best. I got to the semis twice, finals once. You're trying everything. Some guy rocks up who's only heard of Catan last week, and he's in the final.
It's incredible. Yeah. I
great.
feel like our catchphrase could be, but there's dice. There's always going to be chance.
Exactly.
But that's really cool. Also, on the other finalists, I'm pretty sure Kevin, I think I played him in the 2018 final.
In your final? Oh, yeah?
I'm pretty sure he came second and would have been like my alternate if I broke a leg and couldn't go to Cologne. Yeah. I'm pretty confident.
Cool. So that's his second final then, awesome.
Yeah, it would be. Well
that's
done.
Cool.
That's really cool. I also I just kind of think it's cool how like everyone managed to somehow come from a different county that
different
they're divided.
Part of Ireland,
yeah, that's
very cool.
That's actually really, I didn't see that coming. That's pretty nifty.
Yeah, no, it's good. So will we get into it?
I think so.
Who will be the 2023 champion?
Listen, 2nd year in a row, Phil set up a camera. There were like 4 GoPros. We've got to do this. The effort was put in.
4-year viewing pleasure.
Yes.
So
you want to do it?
Let's roll. Okay, so Ronan is placing first. Ronan's white. Brendan orange, Kevin red, Graham blue. So Ronan's placing first. Now,
that's a bet.
Thoughts on that placement?
You know exactly what he's going for. You can see
He's on
it.
the wood port.
There's two very good wood numbers. There's a wood port. As a first placement, I feel like that's usually done as your second settlement.
Yes.
But listen, if he wanted to nail it and make sure nobody got it, I can see his logic. I don't know if it would be something I would do. And I don't know if Brendan was expecting it either, because he was like, well, the place I was looking at wasn't taken. That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
You know, he placed immediately. Looking at this board, it's definitely not the worst board we had in the day. Shout out board number 1, that sucked.
That did.
Yeah.
Kevin's spot there, 5-8-10, so strong.
Very strong.
5-8 to 5-8 for the road. Road building is going to be his good thing.
I think Brendan's spot, it's really good for Or. Or is, there's another nice little 9 down at the bottom, but the Or numbers could be stronger.
9-9-4, but the other 9 Or is beside the desert.
Exactly.
So your desert 5-9. 5-9-10 is actually not that bad. Yeah. But back to Ronan's spot, I don't know. Like, I maybe would have gone. The thing is, though, I maybe would have gone on the 4-5-10, rode towards the 8.
Do you mean Brendan's spot?
No, Ronan on the coast.
The white one, yeah. Excuse me.
So if I would have gone on the 4-5-10, rode towards the 8. But then you see, with Graham going last, you don't know if Graham would have put a second settlement there.
That's exactly.
Because it is a good spot.
It is. That's what I mean. Like,
so,
those coastal spots are usually reserved for your second. Even though you pick up one less resource, they're usually, at least in that early game, okay, I guess I have to do this.
Yeah. But I think, though, in the long term, 8-10 coast in the Woodport is good, but it's a big gamble because he needs 2 wood to make any trade.
Yeah.
But he's hoping for 2 8s or 2 10s, while meanwhile everyone else is picking up multiple resources. And also, where is he going to go for a second settlement that gets enough resources for the rest of the game?
Mm-hmm. And that would, you'd hope, give him at least 3 different numbers. Not, you wouldn't want to repeat an 8 or a 10.
Exactly.
I think Graham's placement there is
primed for the dev card game.
That is, you can see exactly what his plan is from the get-go.
Yeah. Every time a 9 gets rolled, he picks up 2 Or. Mm-hmm. 4 wheat's good, 5 sheep. The 11 wheat is going to back him up as well. Mm-hmm. And then the 10 wood is fine. But look, one road down to the coast, down to the 3-1 port, you're laughing.
Yes. And that nice little edging towards the 6 brick.
If he can land that, he's laughing.
Exactly. He's got the road pointing towards the one thing he's missing. And it's a really good number for it. So I think really good opening gambit by Graham.
So for Kevin now, for red, looking for, like, he needs wheat and Or. There's nowhere that has both. Mm-hmm. So
what would you prioritise if you were Kevin?
If I was Kevin, I think I would prioritise
wheat.
Well, wheat, but then you see it's, yeah.
So just from
11,
those
6,
numbers,
5, good numbers.
I guess Kevin's in the road game. You'd think that might be where the vibe he's getting at the moment.
Like, possibly the 8-4-3 would be better for the wheat, except he's already on an 8.
Yes.
So then that eliminates there for him. The 11, 12, 6. Like, the only person putting a settlement there would be you, because you love your 12s.
Oh, come on.
Good spot for Orange again here, because he is also now in the dev card game.
Yes.
9 Or, 6 wheat, 3 sheep, 4 Or as well.
I mean,
very good. Got all 5 resources.
Great resource dispersal. Excellent number dispersal. Look, there's 5 out of a potential 6, but the ones he has are super, super strong.
Yeah.
And when that 3 does come for him, as rare as that may be, it will deliver nicely.
Where do you think White's going to go? I think I would have gone on the 3-6-11. You're building up, like, you could storm ahead on the roads with your 8s, 10s. But I don't know. You could go on the 2, 9, 10 and then hope to get the road up to the 4, 3, 8 after. I think his aim is to get on the 4, 3, 8 to double up in the woods.
I know.
For the Woodport.
The 10, 3, 11 is the best resource wise, but not 2 minutes ago did I say try and avoid a 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's got ore, he's got sheep, but no wheat. So he can't get dev cards, he can't get settlements. He's no brick to get roads, so he has to trade.
It's very interesting. It's very like you said, the resources he has currently don't work traditionally in conjunction with each other. So he is hoping amongst hope for those 8s and 10s, and you know, you're taking not the collaboration out of it per se, but he's like, if no one's going to trade with me, I can at least trade with myself. That's the gamble he's taken.
Big time.
I don't know if I'd have made it myself.
I don't think I would have made it myself. He is, as you said, if he needs to trade with himself, he's sorted. But not the best position, because I think by the time he gets into a strong position to do the trading with himself, the others are going to race ahead.
You're praying for a load of 8s and 10s. And look, we played enough games yesterday to know, I know for certain I gambled on specific numbers.
Yeah.
You know, at one point in the first game, I had a city and settlement set up that if a 6 was rolled, I had a city in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the robber blocking me. They just didn't come. So it is a gamble to try and...
Dice didn't like you on the day.
The dice didn't like me. It's a gamble to try and focus on yourself and not on that collaboration with other
and
players.
look, it can pay off.
Oh, totally.
We've won games banking on yourself.
The exact opposite can happen to him, you know?
We've spectacularly lost games banking on yourself.
I get a wood as well. Thank you.
Anyone have ore or wood for trade?
I have ore.
I'll give a brick.
Yes.
Yeah.
What would you like?
I'll trade brick as well.
I mean, I'll take a brick for a wood. If you... Sorry.
I'll take
Do
a
you
brick
have a
for
brick?
an ore.
Well, I don't have an ore. I'm looking for an ore.
Oh, yeah, no,
I'll
I have an
give
ore
you
to
wood.
give.
Okay.
I'll give you wood for a brick.
I'll go for the ore.
You can do both. Go wild.
Anyone else have ore? Oh, sorry. You don't want sheep, do you?
First dev card of the game. First turn of the game.
There you go. Yeah. That is a 7. Robert took it. Alright.
I'm not using this guy, are we?
Yeah, that had to go in the 8.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's the only other red number that has 2 people on it. Mm-hmm. So, and it's too early games to just do a single block.
Yeah. Or well, a double block, I guess. Although, whenever red throws that robber, how can it not go in the 9?
Yeah. I mean, it's the best spot ever.
Wheat for trade.
Especially late game to lock down that 9.
What are you willing to see it?
And there's going to be loads of cities on it.
Yeah.
Wood for it.
Anything else?
I also have a sheep on offer.
I'll do that.
Sheep for it.
No sheep and wood.
Oh.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Ooh, too early
good
for the
try.
expensive trades, is it?
Respect it. Yeah. Play it. Yeah. Cheers.
So blue obviously trying to get to the 3, 10, 11.
Yes.
Good spot to get to if you can get to it.
Oh, yeah.
Red, like prime to go there too, because red's the only other place red can go is the 6-12 desert if they don't come down to the coast.
Clay and sheep.
Well, of course, sorry, red can go up.
Good strategy.
But
One on my table earlier.
if I was red, I'd be looking at the 3, 11, 10 too,
Yeah.
as well.
Trade for hay and then get a development for it.
You trade for a defensive card.
Nice.
And that's me.
5.
Yeah, nice.
Let's say it's
Again, when people come together from different parts of the world, hearing the different versions of the resources.
Oh, yeah.
Hay, wheat, clay. A new one to me was yesterday for ore. They said metal.
What?
okay.
Yeah,
That's mental.
they were calling it metal. Strange one.
Yeah. Metal. I got cereal thrown my way, but I think it was done in jest.
Killer. Good for Ronan though.
Hey, listen, I am eating my words. The 8 and 10 are working out really well for white so far.
Pass your go.
I got a
4 cards.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, what is it?
11.
Oh, 11. Oh. No, not yet.
Any brick gone?
I got Rick.
I have brick as well.
Give a sheet for it.
I have lots of sheep. Give wood.
Not that I can give you, unfortunately. No, everyone's at the market for the same thing. I'm going to buy development cards.
Wood desperately needed on the board, and people are buying dev cards now just to spend.
Doing well on the claim sheep there.
Wood is desperately needed. If red gets that wood, once the robber is shifted, it'll put a little bit of pressure there on blue.
Yeah. It gives blue the 1 up here. Hopefully if another 10 gets rolled to get to the 10-3-11. But yeah, red
Blue-
desperately needs it.
Blue's picking up a little bit more, I think, though. Maybe just by an
north
extra
for me.
card or two.
Apologies, I
No, or?
Thanks. Jesus Christ.
You got the most stressful job, though, here.
Yeah.
Trade clay for wood? Trade an ore for wood?
Have wood.
No.
Trade a clay and an ore for wood.
Yeah.
Nice. There you go.
Thank you. Building settlements. Yep.
Salmon.
Yep.
So Graham first to 3. Great spot there.
7.
I know that 8 wood is blocked right now, but 8 wood, 6 bricks. Like he's primed to get long roads, and he's playing the dev card game. Like it's looking very good for Orange,
That's fine, yeah.
except when that happens.
No cards. You got no cards. You can't do anything. Yeah, fair enough. Alright.
So here we go. I think you can remove that robber because Orange had no cards for red to rob.
So they allowed
So
him to move it.
no, they didn't.
Oh.
Blue rolled another 7, moved it again.
Oh, excuse me.
So I think Kevin could have legally moved the robber again to someone else. Now he might have wanted to keep it on the wheel
brick on it?
anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Kevin could have just been like, I know you have
It's
no
a good
cards to
spot.
steal, but
Yeah, I've done that before.
of course.
But yeah, interesting.
Yeah, go on.
I'm not 100% sure, correct me if I'm wrong, Phil, but I think of the 4 finalists,
For a brick as well.
they won 2 of their 3 heat games and then their semis to enter it. So unlike Garvin last year, who won all 5 in a row, a complete streak, it wasn't a perfect day for anyone.
No.
Although, shout out to Katarzyna, arguably one of the
Best players.
best players going right now. She was in the final of last year's game, and she went into the semis with 3 wins under her belt.
I'm pretty sure the only person to have 3 wins.
Yeah, very excited to see her how she plays at the next competition.
Because also Katarzyna was the only finalist from last year to get into the top 16 this year. Geronimo didn't get through. Well, Garvin wasn't playing, and Tom wasn't playing either.
Yeah.
But still, the only person to consecutively get to the top 16.
Very cool.
Slow game at the moment because no wheat.
No
one can build out, except Orange.
heavy dev card game for all 4 players, which I was
Yes.
kind of surprised at. It's really cool to see.
And a lot of trading, but no building. A lot of trading, and they're all buying dev cards.
Perfect placement. Good man. You good?
I just know.
Yeah, you just
Can't do anything.
it's almost guaranteed.
Like a lot of stuff's happening, but nothing's on the board.
That's for me. Thank you.
Pass.
Awesome. 7. Jesus, alright here.
Yeah, 7 heavy game. Of course.
Oh, I've got a choice now.
Well, you know what I have.
Yeah, exactly. But I've got to grab from you. I like the shuffle.
The robber being on the 8 and Kev getting robbed from, it's very difficult for Kevin right now.
Yeah, we know why he's getting robbed from, because Graham knew what he wanted there. And I'm not just saying this because Orange have 3 settlements on the border in the lead. They're in a stronger position than Kev at the moment.
Thank you.
Play my knight. This here. Kevin, sorry.
And Kevin again.
Wow.
Like both times, Orange didn't get robbed from.
Yeah.
And they're in the lead.
That's very interesting, isn't it? Just flying under the radar. It's
If I was Kevin, I would definitely would have brought it to their attention.
that's true. I'd be singing from the rooftops myself just to try and distract.
Yeah.
There's another 10.
Nice.
Awesome. As well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Snake eyes.
Okay, is Blue going to get that second road down?
Needs a lot of cards.
Any war on it? Give a sheep for it.
Wood is such a hot commodity that I'd be asking for 2 cards.
Yeah, I would. Especially if I was Ronan. I'd be. It's like,
Yeah.
you want a wood, you can get. Well, if Graham's asking for a wood, like it was a 10 that was rolled recently, so he's got 1. My guess is he wants to do a road in the settlement. Just
Yeah. So there's the road. I think he just can't get the settlement.
4.
Take a wheat.
Or
Yeah. Sounds. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm good.
will I
2.
6? Yeah.
Right after got robbed.
I mean,
so the lads are.
I don't think from a 6.
They're questioning the cocked dice.
The rule is if you can balance another dice on top of it, then it's not counted as cocked. But I think
I don't think they're aware of that rule.
yes,
Well, 4 and okay.
Yeah, reroll, yeah.
5. Ah.
4 and 5 or 5?
5,
Yeah,
just 5.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yep.
Well,
There's that one.
You can see it like it's
So again, if the other dice can sit on
Thing again.
the cocked dice, if it sits on it without falling off, well then it's deemed as flat.
if that's happened twice in 2 goes. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
okay.
I'm happy with the box.
that was Lee acting as judge in this game, interjecting. Valid rule. Listen,
Whichever one you want.
table rules. You can kind of go with what the majority goes with.
So yeah, because Kevin had said that he preferred to keep the tray.
Oh, did he? Oh, apologies, I missed that.
And then when he threw it there and nearly rolled off the table, Graham had to catch it. So yeah, I mean, it's different folks,
Yeah,
but they use the cup now then anyway.
yeah, there it is, the classic. Big fan of the cup.
Not Brendan's cup
Sure.
now.
What do you ask for? Sure. Is there anything else on offer?
Sorry.
Any wood on offer?
No, sorry.
If you have 2 wood, I could give you.
I don't even have 2 wood.
Yeah.
Give 1 wood.
Everyone desperate for
1
wood.
wood for that booster.
Ah, no. I can give you 2 for the wood. What about if we gave you this 3 for 1 wood and something else?
For a game that's like, what are we, 13 minutes in, they're already 3 for 2 trades. It's strange how so little wood is out there that there's just wild trades going on
They're only
so
on,
early.
They're only on 8s and 10s. White and blue is the only one who benefits.
My turn.
Or, well, excuse me, I realise there's a 2 wood, but
Yeah.
let's be real. There haven't been enough orbits for there to feasibly be loads of 2s.
Oh, grand, brilliant.
And then like,
Oh, brilliant, excellent.
not excellent at all. Then. Well,
It's okay for the banker.
8. Shit.
Unfortunate.
Perfect timing.
And as well, for everyone to be on 2 except Brendan on 3, Kevin's got 2 dev cards. Graham's got 1. Ronan's played 2 nights.
4 cards.
So many dev cards for such a small scoring game.
This.
It's really funny that
Back
the
on the
Woodlord
eight.
has played 2 nights as well.
2 cards, but okay.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, shit. Sorry, because you went like that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. Still can't go here. Thank you.
And again, Kevin just getting robbed left, right, and centre.
No, he is getting hammered for
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
Now, granted, you could argue why Graham's robbed for blue is because blue wants red to not get to the spot.
Absolutely, yeah. He could have no cards, and if
Yeah.
I was blue, I would be hindering him in that regard.
But it's definitely for the rest of them to be robbing from Kevin is questionable. Do you think it's a night?
I
To play it?
love that because you know it's not a victory point, so
Yeah.
you can bet your butt
Or
the
at
next
least
time we
a
play a game in real life, I'm going to pull that, hope you notice it, and it will be a victory point.
Yeah, another question that came up in one of my games is, can you show people your dev card? So the rule is you can't actively show them. And then they were saying, oh, well, can you just tell them what it is? It's like, well, of course you can tell them what it is, but whether you're telling the truth or not is another thing. I can tell you this is a victory point or this is a night. You know, we've seen it before. If you trade with me, this is a night. If you trade with me, I won't rob you with my night.
Yes.
Then you make the trade. Then you don't play the night. Because it could be mono. You know, so it's...
Showing points is an interesting one as well. I showed a victory point in my second game yesterday because I thought it would end.
By accident?
No, I thought the game was going to end by the next turn, but I actually went for 4 more orbits, so everyone knew I was on 9 points. In the semi-finals in Utrecht at the Europeans in 2019, one of the players I was playing against had 4 VPs in his hand, and at the
Whoa.
end showed them to... just to say, this is what I have. Trade with me. I'm not going to mono you. I'm not going to knight you. These are my points.
Oh, wow. In one of my first games in 2018, the one that you won, some guy wasn't used to the rules of just keeping the cards yourself. And at one point he bought a 3rd dev card, just turned them over and said, what do I do with these? 3 VPs.
I
And
love
like,
that.
well, you didn't need to do that, but now you're on 7.
Thanks.
So we're scared of you now.
That's really funny. All right, Graham's in the night game now, and I mean it's still hitting Kevin, but finally the target has moved to Brendan.
Yeah, with Brendan buying a dev card as well.
Brendan flew so under the radar for a lot of 7s there.
A long time.
Do I have to take that immediately?
Yes.
I do. Okay, yeah, fair.
So Graham asking there,
Cheers, man.
could he roll before robbing?
To see if they pick up.
Too clean.
Yeah,
Um,
but once you play the night, you got to put the robber down and you got to rob.
listen, I think we'll allow it. Graham had played 7
7
games. You know, the easiest
City
way to do that would have been to roll then play the night, but he knows for next time.
Yeah.
And something else?
Give me 2 sheep.
No, sorry.
Sheep and sheep and a brick.
No, sorry.
Sheep and a water.
Actually, I think I'm messing you about. I think probably. Sorry, just to be honest. I thought I might, but
It's leading me on. Yeah, buy a dev card, please.
Graham bought
Got the
dev
engine
cards.
going. This.
Another one. I think he wants to get that settlement down. He's just not getting the wood.
Yeah.
count the
Your
cards.
plenty would really do him well here.
That's 5.
5.
So again,
Brendan's like, I think you should steal from me.
yeah.
Anyone I'm asking for wood. More.
That's David is top of that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
Ronan, if you don't have the wood, no one does.
Yeah. Got to be a bit devastating as well that to be so primed with the wood port for this to be a game that there's 0 wood in it. Like he can't even trade to get wood from people to use himself. Like there's none.
Snake eyes. I got the wood.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Another 2.
Finally come up.
And it goes to what? It goes to Ronan again.
So Ronan doing well building that road. 3-4-8. If you could get on the 3-4-8, it's perfect.
An 8 is something for
Eight,
nothing.
yeah.
Breaking the board.
But just robbers. Now, with Kev doing it, I'd put it on the 9 straight away.
have wood, so
Because
Yeah.
everyone's buying dev cards.
yes, I need wood.
Oh wow, great hand there.
Ooh, nearly touched the wood. He needed it.
Yeah,
He had a 1 in 5 chance to get it there.
I
great.
would have put it on the 9 as well because you're still hitting the affected player. You're hitting 2 other players, and if you need wood, you're not
you want
blocking arguably the strongest
Sure.
source of wood on the board.
Yeah. And considering both,
Which one or four?
Brendan's got 1 dev card,
Um,
blue and white have 2 dev cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Rohan's played 2 knights, Graham's got a dev card to play 1 knight.
I
Like,
need 2 of something.
Question:
hit me.
if you were Ronan and Kev had put it on the 8 and he was about to steal from you, what do you feel about the legalities of of saying, hang on a second there now, Kevin, why don't you not block my 8, put it on the 9, because it went down and he went to steal. There wasn't even room for discussion,
Yes.
you know.
No, you're dead right. But then you see Ronan needs that wood.
He does, yeah.
'Cause he
but
wants that
the
settlement.
argument he can make is, don't block my source of it.
Yeah.
You can still steal from me. Put it on the 9. Or is not as important to me in this stage of the game.
Yeah.
Put it on the 9, I'll let you steal from me. Just don't put it on the 8.
Yeah. Or as you said at the start as well, don't romp from me. I'll give you my wood. Don't romp from me, and don't block the 8.
Oh, I wouldn't have done that because, like you said, Ronan needs the wood. But I
if
think I
it's
would have
not
just
blocked,
distracted.
well, then he has the best chance of getting the next one.
Yes.
And it's not blocked. Where now he could have been the wood could have been robbed from him,
Mm-hmm.
and his 8's blocked. So I'd say, look, I'll sacrifice 1 wood if my chance of getting them are still high.
Fair. It's interesting to, I really enjoy commentating and watching these games because after watching digital games and, seeing so much at the Worlds, this is the Catan I'm used to. It's almost this,
Yeah.
the silent, insular, I'll trade when I have to sort of vibe.
Yeah. There has been a lot of trading this game, but I think it's because there's no wood. No one can do anything. I mean, we're so far into the game, and Brendan's only on 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dev cards all over the shop. Ronan on 2 knights.
Hey. There you go, Ro.
And so as well, Kevin just said he didn't think Ronan would be the first person to get the first settlement. Which
can see
means the
that.
table forgot Brendan was on 3. Brendan had to remind people that he was also on 3. So no one's even registering.
Oh my god.
Because I think he built that like 10 minutes ago. And no one's building on the table.
That explains why Kev was getting hammered by the robber.
I think so.
Listen, great tactic from Brendan. I would have done the same. If nobody's robbing from me and I'm on 3 points, what do? You sit down and shut up.
I think his orange piece is blending into the 2 brick hexes.
That's hilarious.
Can see them.
You want to trade some of that ore for a brick?
I would only trade it for
What?
wood.
Can't do anything.
Oh,
Right.
we got a little bit of competition for largest army potentially.
Yeah.
Grab one of yours.
Kevin's
That's it.
sitting on 2 unturned dev cards as well.
Yeah, Ro's got 2 played. Maybe if he picks up a 3rd.
Now, Brendan's had that dev card for ages.
Oh,
and
never-
the robber's been on him a lot.
Well,
So,
never mind.
is it a knight?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Is it a VP? Like, he hasn't even touched it. So, he's either waiting for
He's
the
got
best
to pull
time.
one of those moves like Graham, pick it up and then decide not to put it down.
Yeah.
That's what I've taken away from this.
Hate to ask it, but is there any wood go?
No, there's been no 8.
Any wheat, either?
No, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's my go then.
6.
Wheat.
Blocked again.
Anyone want brick?
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think one of the 6s has been blocked for every 6 in Roland.
Yeah, I
I'm not
wonder
sure if
has Kevin
Brendan-
ever picked up a brick for that 6?
Yeah, I don't think Brendan's picked up a brick and a wheat for each 6.
You get that wood. Yes.
Less than, gotta be less than twice as if it's happened along.
Thank you.
Graham got a
one door?
wood there. I know we've still got Kevin to go. I don't know if Kevin can plant a road and a settlement down in his next turn, so this could be
Anyone want brick?
Blue's 3rd point coming up finally.
You know everyone wants wood.
Anyone want
Someone's
2
wood just
or?
came out though. Anyone want 2?
I want wheat.
I don't have any wheat.
No, no.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Six. Oh, there's the wheat.
Anyone have or brick for trade?
Yeah, I did. I mentioned it
what?
earlier.
I can give a sheep though, is the only thing.
Oh, no.
Fortunately not.
So what would you
Kevin got a lot of cards, but one of those scenarios I'd say it's like you've loads of nothing.
I think you're dead right.
You don't have enough to trade anything, nothing works together.
He needs to get something
wouldn't trade that
on
wood at
the
all.
board. 2 dab cards are great. 3 dab cards total, but he's not.
3 cards for a wood.
He needs to get more avenues to get resources.
Sorry.
2 bricks and a sheep for 1 wood.
That's the second time he's made that trade.
Yeah. 3 brick and a sheep. 4 cards. And the wood is 2/8. This
Yeah.
is insane.
I wouldn't have done it either. It's 4 cards, but it's almost like I'd rather. Oh man. Oh, I think I've just realised something about myself. I'd rather hinder the other player more than benefit myself. And this is why I was not in the top 16.
Or maybe it's why you already won.
Many moons ago.
Go for trade for brick? Go for brick?
Oh, you're giving brick. I thought you wanted brick. Sorry, no.
I do want brick, but
Oh, right.
I can't trade
No,
my
no,
brick.
no,
so.
no.
Yeah, because he wants a 4th brick
Yeah.
to get that wood.
Trade this with the bank.
Oh, he has 4 brick.
But I think if he
Go for
traded
an
the,
hour.
if he had a 5th brick,
He could
could
have
trade
done-
4 and then build a road.
Gotcha.
But now he's
My
just
turn.
getting a dev card. 3 dev cards.
9.
2 ores, please. Yes, come on. Any wheat, Gavin? Anyone?
Yeah, I bet Graham.
Is that enough wheat?
Bit of wheat would do you very well.
This for a wheat. And then I'll give you these as well. Sorry. Yes, come on!
That was a long slog to get that settlement.
It was.
Finally. That 11's been so good all time.
10.
Wood and
But now by gaining a sheep
I'll
10,
get the sheep for us, guys.
a double wheat 11, Blue is primed for a stronger dev card game now.
Sorry, apologies.
His focus, I think, should be down to the 9 coast. Get the 3-1 port. And, I mean, every time a 9's rolled, it's a card of his choice. He's on the 11, like a 9 gets rolled, and then 11, there's a city.
Yeah. No, he was right to prioritise getting the settlement down.
Very brick.
And like
Give
you
me
said, that's
4
the
sheep
best route for
or
expansion.
Yeah.
I'd be looking for a night card myself if I was him.
I can talk to you about ore.
You know, Kevin's got 3 unturned only and played 1 night. Ronan
You
has no
want
dev cards in hand, so he could get largest army easily.
Yeah.
I want wood or wheat.
Oh, you're giving ore?
Yes.
Oh, no. I don't know.
You know, wood or wheat? Or wheat?
Nobody ever knows, do they? Like, which
Yeah, I thought
there's
this
got to be a
would happen.
defined
Yeah.
system. I give it.
I'm going
We were
trade
joking.
these
You know that this won't happen here.
and
Development card.
and a development card.
That port's doing well. Well, it would be so much better if.
No, it's all good.
I'd go with that.
Yeah.
Saw everything.
Well, I don't know what dev card it was, but I know it was a mono or a year of plenty or a road building.
Yeah. Oh, Monopoly.
Nice.
It's almost too much wood.
So when will he use that?
Brandon?
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect time would be after an 8,
Yeah, I think so.
because then he's picking up
Second,
a one
Okay.
for orange and red. Card of his choice then.
Who wants wheat?
I would. I don't
Players
think
just
Wait,
commented
wait,
that was
wait.
only the second 8 of the game.
No. It has to be
So the
once.
wood has actually the wood's been coming predominantly from the 10
It has to be then.
and once from the 2.
Barely any. Yeah, true.
No.
But barely any of that.
Multiples, but not those.
Building city.
So this is crucial. It's the first city of the game, but everyone's still on 3. Kevin's still on 2. He's got 3 dev cards. But to get a city, I mean, we're late into the game, but points-wise, early.
Yeah, totally.
For your 4th point to be a city is crazy,
right.
and it's perfect.
There.
Okay,
Of course, it
Kevin.
has to go in the 6 now because it's going to get double wheat every time.
Yeah, Kevin might be in the largest army game as well.
And again, for Kevin to be on 2,
8 again.
Graham and Ronan to be on 3, and the 3 of them have all played 2 nights
Yeah.
each.
Kevin to be on 2, nothing on the board though. And also, once
Not
it
even a
rains, it pours. Ronan is raking in those 8s now.
7. Feeling
5.
Back again.
such a sheep over here.
Yeah. Check.
Sorry, we're still quite there. It's okay.
Sorry, I blocked it a bit there.
Kevin finally has a road in hand now. If it makes it back when it makes it back to him.
But he needs 2 roads to get to a settlement first.
Yeah.
If he goes down, he's on the coast,
I mean,
desert,
I got some sheep.
and a
12.
12 wheat port.
I'm gonna get rid of
He's on the 11 wheat too, but
Are you sure?
it's not the greatest port that's going to help
How
him.
many sheep have you got?
Give you one sheep or 2.
One sheep or two.
You don't want the robber to get you, do you?
Nice.
No.
Where'd it go? Yeah, sorry, for a road. Sorry. For a road.
Yeah, let's ride go anyway. Because unless red or white snoop in between blue's roads, like blue's primed to get longest road. Because if he picks up with all his dev cards, all he just needs is a road building to throw down 2 roads between the 5 and 4 and the 5 and 10.
I don't think Blue has a road building. I think it would have been played.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, because he keeps buying dev cards.
Oh,
like
of
it's
course,
not out of his realm to get one,
Then we've got
and then no one's going to grab it from him.
Sheep you could trade in.
I would have had it.
cool, I'm gonna buy a road. And develop.
So we know he's got a mono.
So dev
And
heavy.
could that be his 3rd night?
6.
Again.
Play.
Right.
I mean,
That's a killer
is
for Brendan. That's the 2nd 6 after he built a city on the 6th wheat.
yeah. Is Kev about to swoop in and get largest army?
Or
No, unfortunately not.
I want wood.
Times have changed.
Anyone want brick?
I mean,
Hmm?
no.
I can
I don't think I can do it at this turn.
I've only got sheep then.
Anything else with that? No. I'm going to hold off.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Understandable.
11.
Yes.
Glad I waited.
2 weeks for Graham.
There we go.
So he gets another. He gets wheat.
I get sheep.
Sorry, you get.
No, sheep.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you. There you go.
And again, with that 6, with the robber being on Graham on Brendan 6, like he definitely doesn't have a knight. So, like Brendan could be on 5.
Brendan could be on
Already.
5. Kevin could be on 4.
True.
Though he's had 2 unturned for a long time. When he had 3 unturned, I think the latest one he picked up was that night. With the size of his hands,
I do.
What would you?
I don't know if you.
Wheat?
Why would you say the year of plenty? He needs to build 2 roads. Throw that down.
Sheep.
Mono, I can understand why you'd save that.
Yeah. Especially this early in the game.
Yes,
When
but we're,
everyone's still on 2
we're
and 3.
saying this early in the
But
game,
yeah.
points wise.
Points wise, we're deep into the game, but no, like it's the lack of wood at the start that
Yeah.
just completely
Hampers you.
Say
to the end.
road building.
There we go. There we go.
Too little, too late for Kevin to get to the 10,
I-
11, 3.
I assume you only picked it up recently
Yeah, of
then in
course.
that case.
Build a
But that's good.
But it makes, now would be the time to play it. And
Straight
Yes.
up to cut off white.
cut off white. Do it. White's got
And a
enough wood.
settlement- and a settlement down as well. So he's got the 3-1 now.
Yeah, we're back up. We're back. He's back in the game.
And then he's got 2 on the 5 brick, 1 on the 6 brick. So he's doing well. Great potential to use the 3-1 board.
Definitely. Although, I guess,
yeah.
Can offer a sheep.
No.
Oh, how times have changed.
For a wood on the brick, I can give an order on the sheep.
No. Not for what you're going to get. You need to
An order
give
on
me,
the sheep.
you need to give me one of your wheats.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can give you a wheat. Sorry, wheat and the sheep.
For a wood.
And the brick.
A road basically.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. And I'll build
Settlement.
lovely. That's me. Settlements, man.
3.
2 sheep.
One brick, please.
2 sheep, yeah.
One for you.
And 2 clay.
Sorry, 2 play.
It's clay that
Just 1 clay.
I get
Yeah.
3, he gets 2.
You get 2.
It's clay that defines name.
I say
Oh no, brick. I said, sorry.
And I used to say
I
stone.
use
I used to
everything.
say stone for ore, do you know?
Yeah.
And then you hear wood and you hear sheep, then, you know.
I'm not looking forward to this game being
Monopoly.
critiqued.
I'm gonna say wood. All wood.
Happy with that. Good choice.
All wood. All wood go.
Yes.
There's 2.
4 wood. 2 cards of his choice.
I don't know what to do with this.
Trade one for anything. Got it. It's a great move.
You want to give me wheat or brick? I'll give them wood.
no.
This is such a funny move. Though. Take everyone's wood and then trade it back for what you
Oh, sorry,
actually
you want
want.
brick?
Yeah. And I'll give you wood.
Can you give me 2 wood? Oh, yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, I'll do it.
He's on the port anyway.
Yeah. It's a move, though. You know, especially if you ask. Does anyone have wood? Oh no, I need my wood. Oh, cool. Mono one wood. Now I'll give you one back.
Or as well as if you've loads of wood, say trade all your wood away. I'll give you wood for a brick. I'll give you wood for a sheep. Trade all your wood away, then mono all your wood back.
Baller.
That move. It's basically the reverse of what Ronan just did. But love to see those moves. Love it.
Welcome to the wheat.
Yeah.
So I mean, with Ronan's questionable starting positions, like he's on the top still with on 4
Yeah, he's doing great.
with the dev card in hand. No one's got largest army yet.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Madness, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, 4.
Like when it got me earlier, I had a
A lot of cards right there for Brennan to lose.
6 turns ago.
Nothing worse. Especially when, say, you have 8 cards, you need to lose half, and you were just about to build a city.
So, road building.
Oh,
Road building.
that's what he's been
sitting on
holding
that.
on to.
That's right.
Oh, the race.
So this way. And build settlements.
I'll get on the. Oh, okay.
So he's on the 3-1 now as well.
Oh yeah.
Do that, yeah.
Every 6 is a card of his choice.
That's it.
Like, it's a good move, but of course I think the reason he had it for so long is that there's nowhere he could build 2 roads in a settlement to shoot out somewhere. You know what I mean? Okay, he could have gone around the 4 or on the left, still got the 3-1, but the 6 is a better spot. But so I think it was kind of not as beneficial as a road building can be sometimes. The way it was for Kevin there. 2 roads up, settlement, boom. Because road buildings are great to get you out of a pickle if you just need to get far quick, where he just built 2 roads there.
Girls lost an ale and she's still struggling through the points.
I never played no more.
Everyone having the crack. Very friendly game this year.
Yeah, a lot more banter.
A lot more banter, yeah.
Bit more lighthearted.
Trade that into the bank for.
Interesting as well how the most banter is from the 2 people who've only played for 4 months.
I don't take it seriously.
So
I love it.
I don't think they know how serious it is yet. Let's watch them next year and they'll be shivering wrecks. Not a word out of each of them.
Yeah, I was wondering if you would. Nice. Play.
Yeah. So otherwise you get longest road and you'll have. That's better. Otherwise you'll get the largest army and all that. With the 9s.
True, yeah.
I mean the 9s and the 4s. So
That was the plan, yeah.
I do agree with Kevin's move in general.
Yeah.
But I think it may have hurt Kevin a lot to do that. It cost Kevin a lot to do that.
Hurt Kevin more than the overall hindrance of blue. Yes, I get you. It still hit blue, and like Kev said, stopped him from getting longest road, and he's in a great position to get largest army.
So that's 4 points. So
But
it did prolong the game.
He sacrificed himself ultimately.
I think he sacrificed a lot.
Yeah.
And then of course at him being on 3, because Ronan's on 6, the largest army. Like he's coming last, and he did probably the most important move that everyone's done so far.
I would agree with that, but do you not think it benefited Brendan and Ronan a little bit more than it benefited Kevin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because by Kevin stopping Graham getting longest road, it's kept Kevin down.
Yeah.
And they're all ahead of him anyway. So it's so not necessarily questionable move, but
Oh no, it makes perfect sense. It just depends on whether you think it was worth it.
Yeah.
Also, we are, as always, speaking with the benefit of hindsight, aren't we?
Well, I think at the time when we were recording the game, I was wondering about it.
Or a wheat.
But that for a move that just cost so much, you would hope the cost to benefit would
Or wheat.
Be a little bit more in
in
Kevin's favour.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
He's got the 2-1 fort as well, so it's never going to do it. Like,
Well, it could be
The-
what.
Only thing I would have tried to do, even though it seems pointless because White doesn't have a bricking, source, if you will. I probably would have mouthed up, being like, "Hey, White, why don't you build 2 roads and stop Blue getting, open the idea up to the table."
But then he's giving longest road to White, who has the largest army. So he's giving Ronan what he doesn't want Graham to have. So it's
I can give
both.
an ore
It
and a
is
wheat.
tough, yeah.
hard place.
Sheep and a brick. No.
no, I can't do it. Huh?
Moving on. Fine.
2
We'll just do the one sheep's first,
Yeah.
and then I'll do the
That's a sheep and a brick.
Yeah.
Do anything?
Eight. Wood.
Always.
Card of his choice for Ronan now. The 8s.
Brennan.
Oh,
The Woodport's starting to, well, becoming more and more beneficial now.
Bide my time, you know. Make them think that I'm not doing anything.
But as well, Ronan only has 2 more places he can build. And one of them is in competition with Orange on 3.
Yeah.
So he needs to start, when he can only spread out one more time, he starts building up.
Yeah, I get 3 yours there. Thank you.
Yes, you do.
I'm loving the line.
Just gonna buy development first.
Development card.
So another dev card. So if he plays another knight, he's pretty much solidified largest army because
Yes.
both Kevin and Graham need to play 2.
Yeah.
or
I get a wheat.
I get wheat.
Or for
By the nature of the deck, largest army isn't like longest road. Generally, if someone has it solidified with 4, you rarely see anyone overtake it with more.
Yeah.
Love a wheat.
So give me 1 wood for it.
He's
No, I don't
on
want
the
wood.
settlement there.
you do want Ori?
Okay.
Do you want an ore and a wood? Right. Building city.
Where's it going? 843?
Brendan's second city. 843, yeah. Because he wants to get on the ore. Double ore,
Yeah.
triple wheat. Like, and being on the 3-1 port, if 2 8s gets rolled, he's got 4 wood, 3 for one of them.
Okay.
So,
It's great as well to have that offshoot in the 4 and the 11.
yeah,
You know?
that on 6 with the cards, with the cities that Orange has,
Yeah.
he doesn't need to focus on longest road. He can just offshoots to play settlements.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
He can build on the 3, he can build on 11-4.
So that's fine.
He's winning by settling as opposed to developing. Which is
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, alright. I can see the 7 coming now that I've just gone. Yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it.
Nice 9.
6.
Take it.
3
I'll
weeks.
take it. I don't get anything, but celebrating anyway, you know.
3 wheat.
Any wheat going?
Sorry. Yeah.
Orange as well, there's only 3 numbers Orange isn't on. So, like, and one of them is a 12.
It's the best way to play, you know,
Yeah.
as much as we talk about resource dispersion being really important, which it is. If you're picking up on every roll,
Every roll.
it doesn't really matter what.
Yeah.
You're getting something.
Alright, well, I guess I've got the 3-1 board, so I'll build the city. I'll give it
He's
6.
getting the city anyway, but making you pay for it.
Oh my god, that's
It's safe to
wedged
say
in
Graham's
there.
on 6 now, right?
Yeah.
That card's been there for so long.
Long
Lines are
time.
rolling.
Yeah.
Feeling it. Oh god.
I mean, if the second road building hadn't already been played, I could be like, it's probably another road building, just holding it like Brendan.
And the robber hasn't been on him to use his knight. So, thinking that Ronan has the largest army locked in, he could be keeping the last knight as defensive.
Yes.
Rather than if he used it now, he's tied. It doesn't benefit him really.
Yeah.
And then if a robber gets on him, he can't do anything about it.
I get you,
So I
yeah.
think it's more a defensive knight now than if it's a knight, defensive knight instead of a.
2 wheat and a
Could have given that away.
So you confirm.
Nice.
So from such a slow
and
start for points on the board, it's
Yeah.
really ramping up. And meanwhile, Kevin's still there on 3. After that huge sacrifice for Road,
Yeah.
he's still on 3.
It did what it needed to do. It hindered blue, but
Count your cards.
it really, it's
At his at cost.
at cost for sure.
Now, he's got that depth card for what? So he could be on 4.
Yeah, I think you're right. I do think that, yes.
It's not a knight because it's been on the brick for ages. He would have. I'm assuming he would have used it.
It's good. It's good stuff. Yeah,
Sorry, I have to think about this.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Watching the big screen. Yeah, nice.
As well with that city that Graham just built, every 9 that gets rolled, he's picking up 4 ore.
Mm-hmm.
2 wheat for each 11.
Do it this way.
4s are common enough as well, so like he could race up to 4 cities.
How many is it? Sorry?
5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's the way to do
Brendan gets hit by the robber a lot. He used to lose half his cards quite a few times.
it.
It's got to be a
Golden
killer.
City.
After 7, that's
The lad's flying. Like.
Brendan avoided getting stolen from for so long, though.
True.
It feels like, no, this is balancing it out a bit.
Yeah. But the amount of cards you have to have in your hand to lose half and still build a city.
Yeah.
That's it.
6.
6.
3 wheat.
And so he lost half his cards because he rolled a 7, but he did move the robber off his own 6 brick.
And no one noticed.
Well, I bloody wouldn't say it to him.
Yeah. You'd think Kev would, though.
Yeah.
There are those 2 other roads.
Longest
Oh,
road. Okay.
So it's longest
gosh.
road for Kevin now.
Good. He needed some points.
But again, he's still only earning from 3.
I know.
Brendan's earning from 7. Graham's
He's-
earning from 5.
He's got 2 areas to build, though, if he gets the chance to, which is good, I
Yeah.
guess.
That's how you
Just
said.
one
Yeah,
room.
yeah, it's just
Sorry.
for him, yeah. That's
Just-
one for Kev as well.
It's 1 wood for each of you guys, is it? Or is
2
it?
for you, because you were on 10.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Actually,
And you
thank you.
ready?
There you go.
Did you get your sheet there?
I did get my sheep, yeah. Never rolled, so I completely forgot about that. Class. Oh, you're so much more than that. Sorry.
So I'd be a bit scared if I was blue now because they've only got 1 more place to build on the map, which is the 9 desert. They could get out to the 12 wheat if red doesn't build anywhere. But that's all they can build. And they're on 5. So they need cities and VPs.
Yeah. I think it's safe
Um,
to say they have 1 VP.
yeah. Red can build in the top left and the bottom left. So red can still build, but the cards aren't coming in. And at this stage, I don't know if... Because every card they pick up, everyone else is picking up 2 and 3.
So we'll talk 45
I don't know
minutes
if-
in the World Championship.
With Ronan as well. Ronan needs to start building
time
up.
of
He's
year.
got 1 place to land his last settlement.
There's no time limit on it.
What?
There's no time limit.
Don't ask.
So he's going out to the 9 desert. The only place he can, but
Build from the bottom. Don't give Kev the opportunity.
yeah. Considering Kevin has the 3-1 port already, I think I would have built my 2 roads between the 5 and desert and 9 and desert.
Oh, just to block blue again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think the 9
Questions.
will be more beneficial to him than 12.
5, 6.
True.
But then, of course, as they get the chance of blue, cut him off, and then suddenly those 2 roads are empty. But I think in Kevin's position, I would have tried that
Steal,
drastic
steal, mate,
because I don't think getting a 12 would be enough to pull out.
No, I get
Anyone will
you.
give me ore, I'll give them a sheep.
I don't worry.
Plus, it'd be nice to have a war.
Yeah, and he's not on ore.
Exactly.
Bring for my night. This.
4 tonight.
Let's see.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
On the last card? Yeah, go for it.
Wasn't that?
You're hoping for an
Yeah,
orange.
I'd have hit orange.
Now, I would have done, I think, one of my trademark moves.
You'd hit
As
yourself.
white, I would have definitely put the robber on the 6 wheat on the top right.
Yeah, I
Because-
figured you would.
Stopping orange, getting 3 wheat is way better than me not getting 1
I'm
wheat.
giving you a sheet. But that's okay. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to trade these 4 wood for 2 ore. And that's it.
Trading 2 ore and then passing. Like, you're screaming to the world that you're going to build a city next turn. That's all you can do. You don't want to get robbed by the robber again.
Brendan picked up the 3 wheat and the 2 brick there.
Yeah.
For one of very few times this game.
Yeah. To get both 6s.
Brandon.
But is that 1-6 worth it to
No,
Ronan? That letting Brendan then have 3?
Mm-hmm.
Would have to be very, very good offer.
No one wants to eat? No.
I mean, I do.
Anyone brick?
Don't have any cards.
I would take wood, but
No. Building settlement.
are you giving the ore? No.
Sorry? No, I'm not.
Really locked down the army there.
Hold on, actually. Maybe not. No, yeah, I'll do it. Building settlement. I'll take it. Play.
I hate that feeling of saying, announcing what you're going to do,
Sorry, anyone.
and then realizing you might do it. You mightn't do it, and you're like, oh dear, why did I just say I could build a
So,
settlement?
that's for sheep. That's wheat, clay, wood. Okay.
3-1 trade and confirm settlements.
Shit, that's
So,
That's it.
what can Brendan do to get 2 points on the board? He's got so many good places to build. Blue and white don't.
He picked up 2 ore. I think it'll be a city, a road, and a settlement.
Because he just needs to build a road between the 11 and 4. He just needs 1 road and a settlement.
It's really worth noting as well that there could be 2 or 3 VPs left in the dev card deck as well. Like, look at all the knights played. There's 2 unturned there, so let's should pretend there's 3 left. And it's a smaller deck. It could, a Hail Mary move I wouldn't be against.
Well, there's
This isn't a 7.
10 cards left in the deck.
There you go. And if 3 of them are VPs, I give it a shot.
Exactly.
1 week.
Brendan's almost got another city in hand
Another 6.
by 1 orbit.
Yeah. Oh, there's
the most common.
4 and the 6 were massive.
We would have predicted this. I mean,
1, 2, 3.
All he needs is a 6 or a 3 to get rolled. And he can 3
Trade.
to 1 to get the extra ore.
so many cards. It's ridiculous.
Cool. I will. 2 wood for an ore, and then I buy a city.
City confirmed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 points.
Brendan on 8, desperately pointing out that Ronan runs 8.
I did the same thing. I'm glad to hear it now. There's been
Sheep and
not a lot of that sort of chat going on. When it comes down to this tight, yeah, you
And
take the
again,
attention off yourself.
dev cards could be a victory point. Ronan could be on 9.
Now, yes.
So Brendan has a
6.
bit to do to get 2 points.
Well, he's going
If Ronan's
to
on
gonna
9.
get 1 now.
Yeah.
1000%.
crazy amount of cards.
So if he builds a city now, he's on 9. Ronan possibly on 9. Poor Kevin on 3 with Longford. Like,
thinking it's
Even
just-
if you're guaranteed to lose the final,
like every
that's not the game you want to have to lose.
Well, he's on
Mostly weak, though.
5 with longest
But he's got
road.
longest road, so he's on
Oh,
3.
sorry, of course, yeah.
So 2. I guess he didn't get longest.
He's got to get rid of half his cards on the last go, and he's already got that.
Yeah.
Good point, well made, yeah. Came back so quick. Sorry. You're my top line.
You got podium. That's all. That's fine.
Tough. Yeah.
There's like too many things. Can't see the way.
Sorry. So that's longest road, is it?
Oh, so he's looking at the roads.
No way.
That's what he's going for.
Yeah, he has the brick.
Well, it's instant,
2
isn't
points to win.
it? Yeah, that's how you get the 2 points.
Because the longest road is only 5. As you said before, it's always a bit...
So he just needs to build 3.
So,
Sorry, 4.
absolutely 12.
Go on, Nan.
Right.
He's got it.
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah, go on, Brendan.
2 roads.
Nice.
Road.
3 for 1. Yeah.
Road.
3 for 1. Yeah.
Right, so that's
So
1, 2, 3, 4 roads.
okay.
Yep.
Give you
Not
6
only
roads.
does it take him to 10, it knocks Kev down to
What?
3.
Just place them on the table there.
He can still put them in the wrong place.
Oh, right.
It doesn't really matter. It
Just
does.
lay it out. Anyway.
You should go towards his road. Put him off.
Maybe put them on.
That's it.
Way.
Well done, Brendan.
What a win. Very nice.
And to take it from Kevin at the very end, to take longest road.
I know, that sucks. After Kev did so much to stop Blue from getting longest road.
I know.
Brendan, who is our 2023 CATAN Irish Brendan, you are going to Copenhagen to represent Ireland at the 2023 European Championships, and you're going to the 2024 World Championship.
And there was the final. Huge congrats to Brendan, who alongside Garvin is representing Ireland later this year in Copenhagen. So,
What a
strange game. What a game, but a strange game. Very slow
At the beginning.
at the beginning. Like, no one was getting 3. Brendan got 3 points first, but then, like, for the first half of the game almost, no one was on any points.
And also, I don't think people noticed that Brendan had those 3 points with the way the robber was constantly hopping onto Kev.
Yeah, Kevin got really shafted with the robber there, and
He
they
did.
kept robbing from him. And he really needed to get down to where Blue beat him to it. You know, need to get down to the wheat. But no, it was a strange one. And for the fact that someone had largest army before they got to 5,
Wild.
very strange.
And look at Ronan's placements. His initial placements, we were kind of like,
Very questionable. So
And he
we
came
couldn't
second.
we couldn't predict who was going to win because we already knew. But
That's true.
if we were to predict where Ronan on white and Kevin on red came, I would have never predicted Ronan was second and Kevin was
course.
last.
And it's important to note that although we did know who was going to win, like I for one didn't know how they were going
we didn't know
to
how
win
the game was going out.
because I left.
But I would have definitely, looking at the placements, I would have predicted Kevin to come second and Ronan to come last.
Kevin, yeah, it was really unfortunate. He never got that opportunity to build on anywhere that would give him ore.
Yeah.
He was getting hit by that robber loads, it must be said. He
Definitely
really
hindered him.
he threw himself in the sword there to block Blue from getting the longest road.
Yeah.
And it could be argued 100% that he stopped Blue from winning earlier.
Yeah.
But Orange won with the longest road. Orange won stealing longest road from Kevin by building 6. You know, to win with longest road at the very
6.
end on 6, that was a gut punch for Kevin.
Yeah, big
meaning
time.
he ended on 3 points.
It took ages for people to get cities.
Yeah.
But as soon as Brendan got his first city and people started getting more cities, the game just ramped up. Because then no one needed wood as much anymore. And then it was just full-on dev card games. Like, there was so many dev cards.
Of course, that's when the wood started rolling in as well. The players even commented it on themselves. Oh, how things change. You know.
Yeah, exactly. But when you pointed out there was only 10 dev cards left in the deck.
Yes.
And 4 of them might have been victory
3.
points. 3 of them.
3 of them might have been victory points. I would have, if I was in that game, I think I would have been very foolishly doing a couple of Hail Marys.
Yes, exactly. But of course, the people that needed the Hail Mary would have been Kevin. but he just wasn't getting the cards. Like, he couldn't have built enough roads to get settlements, let alone start throwing dev cards. But then also he wasn't on any ore.
Yeah.
So he'd great starting, but the game didn't, the dice weren't good to him.
No,
and with the robber being on him so much.
The dice and the robber were not good.
And then because of that, I think blue and orange were able to kind of jump ahead. And then I don't think, like with white, with Ronan getting so far ahead, being on the wood port, like the wood port didn't help him at all at the start with the lack of wood, which is so weird considering that two of the woods run an 8.
Yeah.
There was no 8s, but you could see him doing like multiple 2-to-1 trades at the end there. So I think if it went maybe 2 more orbits, like he could have won it.
Oh, easily.
If Orange hadn't gone ahead with the cities, like I think the craziness of the positions could have won it for him, which I would have never predicted.
No.
And I think that if he did the same another 99 times, it wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have worked.
That is a valid point. It was a risky move. I don't know how, the dice worked for him.
The dice worked for him at the end.
I don't know how solid a strategy it is, but it was so entertaining to watch. Like,
it's definitely funny to see the guys who had the most crack would be the least experienced Catan players. That is in, yes, time hasn't ruined them. In knowing
like it has us.
Yeah, like so with Kevin and Brendan being playing for 10 years and 9 years, like they know the importance of the final, they know what to do. Where the other two were just like, well, hey, we've only played 7 games and I'm in the final. So like next year, as we said, if they get through, if we see them again, I predict they're going to be very different players.
If they'll be as broken as they are. Another thing to point out, which you'll know if you've seen any of our videos before, especially the Malta one, check that out if you haven't already, is the kind of lack of table talk we witnessed in this game.
Not very vocal.
Not at all. Reminded me of how we used to play, if you will. Kind of a little bit more insular, like I said earlier. Whereas having seen that, we've called it that American style of play before, where you're kind of a little bit more vocal.
Yeah, big time. But it helps.
It does help. And I think if I was there, I would have been...
very vocal.
Yeah, pointing out what people were doing. Like we said, there was that thing of nobody noticed Orange Brendan was on 3 points for a while.
Yeah.
If I was at the table, they would have known.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if I was Kevin and getting hit by the robber constantly.
Yeah, that's the time I would have said, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He's on 3. The only time someone pointed out who someone was on was Brendan pointed out that Ronan got to 8. And that's when Brendan was on 8.
Yeah.
So he's pointing out because he knows he's very close to winning.
Yeah.
Ronan could pull anything out of the bag. But like almost for like the last turn of the game, that's when someone's like, oh, by the way, he's on 8. Like I would have been screaming everything ages ago.
I get you.
For sure.
Do you know what'd be kind of cool? I'm really curious to see. Who knows if the opportunity will come for this, but it'd be really interesting to see if Brendan's style changes now when he goes to the Euros and to the Worlds. Same with the likes of like
big time.
Garvin as well. Like how have your styles been influenced?
Well, your style definitely changed. Lynn's style as well, because she was like, you both get you get a World and a European. So like you're thrown in the deep end in the Worlds. But your styles definitely changed. And just from being there watching them, you just pick up. I don't know if I would 100% do the American style.
No, but you made a really cool point off camera earlier of cherry picking. And I think that's the best way to go about it.
Coming from the European style of playing to seeing how the Americans play, and then, picking the table talk, offering non-blocks, casually and also strategically pointing out what people are doing and what they could do and saying, if you do this, we can do that. Definitely taking it from, but
it becomes a personality game then, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
A little bit more like poker, which is a bit crack, bit of fun.
Yeah, for sure. So there we go.
Thank you, as always, to the Irish Catan Association for organising yet another great event and supporting this brilliant community.
Thanks so much for everyone coming along, making the day awesome. And at the biggest event there was, 72 people, it was so good to be a part of.
It's only going to get bigger and better, I'm sure.
Exactly. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and if the mood takes us, you can get us a coffee. Link below the like button.
Be sure to check back for more Catan and board game related content soon. And until then,
bye-bye.
Bye.